And we're live. And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Esther and Odetta. Thank you for being the first one here this morning. Shout out to Angel D. Big up yourself and thank you for being here. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to crossing guards, school teachers, school bus drivers, garbage truck drivers. Shout out to the police officers out there, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, whatever your job description is or your career field is, shout out to you. As long as you're getting up and out to get it and you're not robbing, stealing, killing from anybody just for eat a food, then more respect to you. You deserve respect, right? Shout out to the people who want good for others as much as you want good for yourself. That part deserve respect. Right, that's all. And here we are on a beautiful Tuesday morning this morning, giving thanks for being here, feeling up and happy and good. Feel so bummy this morning. I accidentally left the chat open. Gonna get a free one this morning. I accidentally left the chat open this morning. Them have these little things where you have to select before you upload a video. YouTube just added a whole bunch of new stuff that us content creators or hosts, we have to look through them. So while I look through it, you have to select how to do your ads now and this and that. I accidentally left the chat open. When I hit done, they don't have any way for you to go back and stop it. So here we are. You get a free one this morning, right? Big up to you and thank you for being here anyways. I appreciate you, right? Let's get into our stories, man. We have a couple of things that go on this morning and all these things. Oh, man. For those of you who see the video this morning that I put up a video this morning and that was of just a headline about Medikk, the female dancehall artist who went missing about 2 weeks now. Well, her mom was offering $500,000. I'm telling you here, it's on the video, but there's other information and discussion on the video that I'm not going to do here. It would defeat the purpose of putting that video up. Just go watch that video after. For those who've seen it, knows. The reward money has been now doubled by her mom. She's trying desperately to find her daughter. The reward money is now at $1 million. Yeah. $1 million, one cool $1 million if you have information that can lead them to where Medikk is or lead to her whereabouts or help them to find her. Get yourself a cool $1 million. Listen, man, if you see something, say something. And if you know something, say something. It could be your family member, right? You know, some people hang around people like these, like they hang around wicked people. Let's put it that way. Broad message. People hang around wicked people, right? And yeah, man, I'm a wicked friend and my friend a gunman and me. And I'll never understand how people do that. Even when you know so them do wickedness, like you know so the man they kidnapped the woman, they held her for ransom, killed this person for no reason, killed that person, and you put yourself around these people. Let me ask you something and wake up your consciousness this morning before we even get into the whole thing, the show. You don't think so you're next? You don't think you're next, or you don't think that your relatives are next? Anyone out there will have murderous killer friends and a certain kind of people around you. Just remember, say you next. Yeah, because when time that beast done feast, guess who is right there and is an easy target? Is you. Me not keep dirty friend. I don't keep no dirty heart people around me because it's easy for dirty heart people to turn against you. You heard me? Right. Them killer picnic are right. Till them killer picnic come kill them or kill other members of the family too. Then, oh Lord God, you never know, say, hey man, y'all stay out there. So in the case of Medikk and anybody else who's been missing in Jamaica, if you know something, say something. They don't have $1 million rewards on their heads or $1 million rewards put out to find them, the rest of them. But Medikk's mom just upped the ante to $1 million. Matter of fact, the article was printed this morning, and this is not in my video because my video was done from before. This article print this morning. My video was done from 2 days ago, and I was supposed to post it to the channel, so I posted it to the channel this morning. This is why it has different information, right? I put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, in the video, that says the reward money is now $1 million, no longer $500,000. Shout out to the Jamaica Observer. Businesswoman Millicent McCurdy, which is Medikk's mom, she has doubled the reward to an impressive $1 million to get information that will lead to the recovery of her daughter Medikk. If you listen to the video that I just put up, there's a part in there where I said, I can't understand how there are so many people that she did work with in the entertainment industry and none of them are saying anything. The whole of them just quiet. And she worked with them. She has big songs out with them. For the people who are saying she's not so popular, she wasn't a Shensi or she wasn't a Spice, so nobody now pay attention. She was known in the entertainment industry. If you have songs with Jabalani and Shano, them know you. Them know you. Jamaica ain't that big, and the entertainment industry, the fraternity, is not that big. So anytime somebody knock the door hard enough to get collaborations with two big name artists and put out two high def videos that are well filmed, they know who you are. Okay, so it's not like they don't know her, but the entertainment industry on a whole is just quiet. They're just quiet. They could lend their voice to so much, man, and they don't. But I don't know why. So I'm not gonna beat nobody. I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know who pull them strings, because you know a lot of these entertainers have managers and people that oversee them and tell them what to say and what they can't say in public and what could be damaging for what next link and what image or whatever. But I don't see any harm in you saying, using your platform to raise some awareness, right? So the girl missing, and give her details of when she was last seen and the situation surrounding her going missing, and see if somebody can say something. You might say something as a big old entertainer. May I talk to them? You might say something as a big old entertainer that one of your fans said, oh, yo, I never did know enough. But yeah, I see it now. It makes sense now. I'll make a phone call and the people then find them daughter. But none of them are trying to help. And another thing is the mom put up 500,000. And I see this all the time. The mom put up 500,000. So I'm saying to myself, where are the big money people who claim they have so much love? Why them couldn't just say, Miss B, you put up 500K, me I put up a next 500. That's nothing to me, a money, right? But me could try find her. Like nobody was helping. So the mother herself, she's a businesswoman. She upped her money to $1 million. She really wants to find her daughter. So many people, children missing, and they don't have 500K to put up for a reward. Them not even have 100K to put up for a reward. The first reward didn't unearth any information. In other words, then nothing came of it regarding my daughter's disappearance, she said. I am just not getting anywhere. There has been no ransom, no communication, nobody not calling and saying, yo, we have your daughter. Yeah, 1 million. And we bring her back. They're getting no communication from nowhere. Like Donnelly Donaldson, shoops, gone. Right? She says, I'm not getting anywhere, and there has been no ransom, no communication. The police are even unable to find her phone. So they can't even trace the phone. Them can't even say, get an idea of where her last whereabouts was. You know, the phone company is going to say, well, it was pinging off the towers over at Barbican between Linstead and Irving around this time, and then it went dead right there, like Donna Lee's phone did. And again, that's one of the evidence they said they have against Noel Maitland, is that where Donna Lee's phone died, his phone was right there when it went dead. And the time frame of when it went dead says a lot. So them can't get not even for her phone. Her mom says the police are even unable to find her phone. So I have doubled it now because I need answers from $500,000 to $1 million Somebody somewhere knows what happened to my daughter, and I intend to find out. This is what she said in a recent interview with The Observer. According to the police, 29-year-old Stephanie Williams was last seen wearing a black blouse, black tights, and a pair of black shoes. She was dressed in all black. She is of brown complexion, slim built, and she's about 5'7". Anyone with information can call 311, and if the information leads to her safe return, they will have access to this money. Right. McCurdy is a successful businesswoman from Westmoreland. That's her mom. And she has penned a letter that's addressed to the Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, where she complained that her daughter's disappearance has not been a top priority for the lawmen. It has been 17 agonizing days. 17 days missing in Jamaica. The prognosis is not looking good. It has been 17 agonizing days, and the progress in the investigation has been disheartening. It feels as though this case is being drawn out. This is what she wrote. She intimated that the police force has not allocated a lot of resources towards her daughter's case. There has been other instances where cases like these have been treated like first priority. There has been a new case regarding a woman and her infant missing, and within 12 hours, it has been treated as a first priority with all hands on board because it involves a member of parliament. You know who she's talking about, right? Phillip Paulwell, his side woman, baby mother, and the 10-month-old baby. All hands are on deck. All personnel, law enforcement personnel, is drawn in to be involved in the discovery or finding their whereabouts. So Medikk's mom is saying, y'all put everybody on deck on that one. What happened to my daughter? What happened to my daughter? She just walked off the face of the earth and nobody is moving. The situation is heartbreaking. We're all Jamaicans, and there should be unity rather than biased decisions based on popularity or a person's status in society. That's what she said. Let me interject. I saw it go. Okay? Let me tell you something. Right now, that's just how it is. If you're more popular, you're going to get more attention, period. And I know it shouldn't be, but it is. And she's a Jamaican, and she's lived in Jamaica her whole life. So, or I'm assuming her whole life she's been a Jamaican, living in Jamaica. Or she probably travel and come back. Me don't know her business, but I know this. Us as Jamaicans know that Jamaica has two laws, right? And Jamaica has different ways of dealing with different people. When politicians or people connected to wealthy people, say for instance they're wanted or for questioning in connection to any serious crime, their attorneys are contacted. They go to the gate and knock. They send email. They put out in the newspaper, so-and-so is asked to turn themselves in by this time and that time. When another set of people are wanted for questioning in connection to any serious crime, them kick off your door. Yeah, them follow your family members around, them harass them, kick off them door too. Yeah, what a boy, they find him. So it's a different, and we know this, right? They're not going to look for my child and me like how they're going to look for a sitting member of parliament, Mr. Paulwell, his child, and his side woman, concubine, baby mother, bed with, me don't know what you want to call her. It's not going to be the same energy. And we know that. We would like for it to be that. We would like for all the laws to apply straight across the board. Poor man something get the same justice rich man get, but I know so it go. It's not so it go. But I understand her plea though as a mom, right? No one will fully understand until they are in our shoes. I plead to put yourself in this situation like a father. How would you feel? Devastated and confused, just like myself, she said. She pleaded for Major General Anthony Anderson's personal intervention in this case so that it is treated as a priority, because he has the power to actually do that. He does. Sad to say, but that's how it is. You know, it's just like when you go hospital. I've seen them wheel people out of medical facilities in a wheelchair. We've given you the 7 days of free care that the law requires in order for us to be considered a humane institution. But you know, have no insurance, so we can't really treat you. I'll give you a free wheelchair, wheel them out on the corner, real stuff. And then those who have insurance, them get to lay down in our bed and get a good doctor and take care of them, and just so the world work. Right? Money and influence talk. No one will understand, she said, and she's going through it. She's pleading for Major General Anthony Anderson, the highest ranking law enforcement official in the land, to please put a stamp on this. Treat it like it was your child that went missing. There hasn't been any update from the cell companies in regards to the last call that was made from her phone, or any cell signals that was pinned or anything like that. Because even though they can't find the phone, they should have information stored in the clouds. So they should still be able to go to the people at the phone company, Digicel, Flow, me no know who, and say, let's go through the records and see. When was the last call that was made to that phone? What was that phone doing last? Who were they corresponding with? What other phone were they calling with, texting with, whatever? They should be able to do that by now. It's been 14 days. This is what I told you all yesterday. In the US, they do that in the first 24 hours. Well, this is Jamaica. A lot of things can change for the better, right? And I know people getting their feelings when I say certain things. In America, them do this, and then here we follow America. We follow everything them do. So why not follow them and do some of the stuff that can actually make us better too, right? Yeah, man, because that can work. The mom said that the situation has taken a toll on our emotional well-being, and we desperately need some support. Any support, any help, anybody know anything, say something, please. They're begging. Your involvement and swift action would and can mean, back to the top man, top ranking she's speaking to, begging him for his involvement. Please consider the gravity of this situation and the impact it has on our lives. Boy, she a beg, she a beg, she a beg. But you know, them begging they fall on deaf ears. Some people will be so cold to say, treat it like it's your daughter. And my man, they can sit down in my office and say, treat it like it's my daughter. My daughter not on the road with no man, no madman. My daughter is not going to be involved in no getting body done and doing music videos and all that. My daughter, me treat my family different. And they do. They do. We don't know how uptown thing go versus downtown thing go. We don't know how family raised different goals. We don't know how those of prominence get down versus those of super wealthy or super influential or positions of power. Them run them family different. Them daughter can't just go date anybody, and they will always have a say so, right? So they safeguard their family like that, and believe me, they know. And they tell their children, you are not normal. You are the child of XYZ. There's a lot of people out there that want to hurt us. If them can't catch me, them will definitely catch you. You have to be careful. They have their children go to different schools. They have their children in a guarded place, right? And them children grow with all the privileges that come with being associated with them, but they're very safeguarded and protected. Them not go downtown, go buy no, go a KFC and go hang out for no corner. Me I check my brethren them around a zinc fence lane, or me it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. But that's how it goes, man. And not that anything she was doing is to be held against her, because it shouldn't. She was very talented. I'm surprised I didn't know about her until she went missing, because she was very talented. But obviously she was coming. She was coming to the forefront of the entertainment industry. Like I said, she had 2 big songs out there with clean videos to match, with big name artists like Shano and Jabulani. So she was making her way there. And plus they said she was also a businesswoman who has a line of skincare, hair care products and stuff. So she that do her thing. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, SouFLo. Hope all is well.
Morning, my brother. How you doing?
Not too bad. Pertaining to the Medikk situation, right? I find Jamaica a bit weird, to be honest. In terms of, I don't know if it's a country of selective outrage or how they go about going hard for people, you know? Or the case have to fit a certain narrative before people come out of the woodworks to go all out in terms of demanding justice or demanding the safe return of missing individuals, you know? Because oftentimes you go on social media and you'll see a 14-year-old missing, for example, you know? And when I see the whole country in an uproar, then you probably say, oh, she probably got money out. There are instances where, you know, females do run off to, you know, places that they shouldn't be. However, that's not the approach that we should be taking. And then you have a social media figure who has popularity, like, you know, Slicky in the past, and what's the next name?
Donnelly.
Donnelly. Yeah, and Donnelly. And it's almost like, you know, if they are social media personality in a sense, then everybody's in uproar. And in a sense, I didn't know about Medikk, right?
Right.
But obviously she's someone that's been on social media. Obviously she's kind of well-known in Jamaica. However, there's a SouFLo?
No, the people are saying, somebody said them can't hear you clearly. So I'll put this closer to the mic. Go on, talk. You're good.
So Medikk is of some influence in a sense, you know, I'm guessing she has a big following. However, I'm not seeing any case of people demanding justice or coming out of the woodworks as previous cases, you know? Or is it that the people are tired most times and they're not willing to, you know, go about going out in numbers? And, you know, I mentioned the word numbers. When Jasmine Dean was missing, right? The father said, let's do a protest, let's do a march.
And barely anybody turned out. Yeah, I remember
everybody
that.
Is on.
And he was hurt too. He was hurt too. Because he was, sorry not to cut you off, but he was hurt too. They didn't show up for him. You know, him and him like a family members and both two friends show up. And, you know, he was hurt. He was hurt. He made it known he was hurt.
I'm living in America, you know, so I don't have the privilege of just like willingly getting up and going out there to go at a march, right?
Right.
As you know, we all have jobs and whatever, we can just leave like that. However, you're on social media and you look at the pages such as Daydream, Pinkwall, they will post about the missing person. Everybody be like, oh yeah, whenever the protest is or whenever the march is out there, that's 500 comments, you know.
Right.
And the next page you have 1,000 comments. So you put that together, 1,500 people. So why am I not seeing 1,500 people at these protests or at these marches? But when George Floyd died, I see entertainers such as Bounty Killer, etc., in front of us demanding justice. And I'm not saying we shouldn't care about George Floyd or any injustice that happens in the world. However,
I like how you connect that, you know. I like how you tie that up, you know. Because check it. I said to myself just now, I said, wait, how him gonna him there Jamaican and him gonna foreign with George Floyd. But when you tied it back in with all the Jamaican celebrities that were out and very vocal and, you know, justice for George Floyd and all these other things, you made your point. And which is the point I said earlier. I can't understand how the entertainment fraternity is so quiet. And some of them are saying, well, she not really did too popular, nobody no know her. And I'm saying, if you have songs and videos that are in 1080 HD, well filmed, but with big name artists like Shano and Jabulani and them, they know you in the industry. So they could vouch for it. I mean, they could use their platforms to raise some awareness for her. The least.
Definitely.
Right.
And I think one of the main problems in Jamaica are, I'm assuming that we've never been a reactionary country in the sense of like France and Haiti and some of these countries where they will go to numbers and to revolutionize the country and the government and get people out of office, they'll definitely go to numbers and they'll not say, I'm not saying Jamaica should be any violent country.
Peaceful protest.
Yeah, peaceful protest. But I've never seen a president in the country since being born where we go to numbers and demand something. SouFLo,
Vicky,
you know, the amount of corruption happening in Jamaica, You have the Tivoli incursion. You have the light bulb scandal. You have the Phillip Paulwell something back in the day, the contracts and whatever, you know. There's so many, and we've never gotten these people out of office so far. So pertaining to laws governing, you know, missing people and the safe return of people and persons who should be held accountable when found, you know, criminally responsible for, you know, kidnapping someone. The laws are outdated, SouFLo. So how can we then hold people responsible for these people that go missing? SouFLo, you know the amount of children go missing a year in Jamaica as well as adults?
Yes. Yeah, and I was shocked. But yes.
And in years them say the numbers go down, but SouFLo, first of all, the numbers still high regardless, and I don't feel that the numbers are going down in the sense that it's because of policies and tougher laws. It's almost like criminals control whenever they want to ramp up crime or ramp up, you know, kidnapping people, etc., etc. Where these? SouFLo, why the government not come out? What is the statistic surrounding missing people? If the government can come out and say, you know, at the black market, then we can look funny and say, you know, we need to secure the borders more. So, you know, we need more investment in our borders and who we let in the country, etc. Then we can set up. But as of right now, we don't know where these people are going. They come in like aliens, just come and pick up the people then.
What?
SouFLo, man, 23 or SouFLo, the amount of missing people I've heard about back in the 1990s come straight up to now. No explanation, no update.
Yeah.
But no outrage.
Remember this story now. The human trafficking has always been going on. And now, I mean, it's ramped up and it's very real. A lot of people can't relate to it because they don't know the stories or they haven't been watching the documentaries that have been done. But human trafficking is very real. So enough people gone in on human trafficking. I told a story the other day about a documentary I watched. I don't know if you saw it, about the Jamaican girl that ended up all the way in Germany in a whorehouse. In Germany, you know. And I'm wondering how the hell were they able to transport her all the way to Germany from Jamaica? They had to on an international flight and all these things. But that is how, I should say, high speed, the word we use in our army, that is how high speed the human trafficking world has become.
But let me tell you something before I leave. I encourage people to watch The Sound of Freedom. That's a recent documentary. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about.
It's called The Sound of Freedom?
Yeah. Okay. That's about the black market and how even in Africa, certain countries, they have like factories where they have women SouFLo who produce babies, but these babies are being produced to work in, you know, labor camps or wherever they want to put them, you know?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name that they call them, and, you know, it's just getting tips in certain stuff in the world that not everybody knows about. You know, we know about it, but this put it in a different perspective and, you know, put it in a different scale.
Same.
However, SouFLo, pertaining to Medikk and missing people in Jamaica, SouFLo, we need better policies, we need tougher laws. SouFLo, I can't tell when last Mayor said somebody has been held responsible for the disappearance of someone or someone being murdered pertaining to their disappearance when found, you know. SouFLo, how long is it going to take for Noel Maitland Nice to be prosecuted and the guy responsible for Stikiana? How long? It's almost like these cases get drawn out SouFLo, and in a 5 years time we say, well, based on technicality and based on the feel that the DPP and her prosecution team or the prosecutors, well, this person technically get off.
Yeah.
Because the laws are so outdated. SouFLo, enough time I see people get charged with certain crime in Jamaica. And the fee come up to almost $100 Jamaican $50. For something that should be should be really held accountable for.
Yeah, my brother.
So I don't know at what point there will be a change in this country.
Start state of affairs, and there won't be any change anytime soon because somebody is benefiting greatly from that movement right there. Yeah. That part.
My name is SouFLo. Bless up.
Manners and respect here, as always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, somebody is benefiting greatly from all the chaos and the fear and the people going missing and the human trafficking and this and that. A big business. It's big business. You know. So they're not in any hurry to fix anything when you talk about legislation and laws and all these things. And a lot of these people, I would go out on a limb to say, probably have close associates who are involved in certain things. That's why they're not in any hurry. They're not in any hurry to establish a national DNA database. They're not in any hurry to fill up the place with CCTV cameras and have a central monitoring system. They're not in any hurry to anything that makes the place safer. They're not in any hurry to do it because big money there in a crime and violence, and somebody is benefiting greatly. I have to be able to take my yacht out when I feel like it. My children have to continue to go to private school. I have to remain in the upper class. I have to have a nice mansion on the hill. My bank account half full of money. You think somebody who benefits so greatly from these things are going to drop down in a lifestyle just to make sure, say, all are we good? Nah. It's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a superhero to be put in power in Jamaica who really, actually, really loves Jamaica to the core. No one's talk about, oh, I love Jamaica, I'm a Jamaican, I know the flag and the anthem. No. I talk about somebody who really sees Jamaica like, this is mine. This has to be preserved. This has to be cleaned up and passed down to future generations in the best condition possible. This is the only way how my people are going to be able to be here another 100 years from now. Right? Longest livers. Oh, they've been inhabiting Jamaica for the last 1,000 years from way back when. Imagine if we could actually live that long. I don't see that happening, you know? And the reason I don't see it happening is look what's going on in Jamaica. Everything I sell out, right? Who's inhabiting? Who is investing heavily? Those are the people who are going to be tomorrow's Jamaica people. Not for your granny gone, dead and gone, my granny them dead and gone, me and you soon be next, with parents are gonna go to, and this and that, and then our children are being raised overseas and being born overseas, away from the same land that we are so afraid a lot of us to return to, because boy, so flow me love Jamaica, I know about the crime and violence, I can't see myself, I go back there, go live. So you stay in foreign countries and you married and you procreate and you have your babies. They're not being born Jamaicans. You've lost authority to the soil. Because a Chinese man will look at you who come last week and then this week he must say, what are you talking about, man? This is my land, man. My land, man. And he'll perfect the patois over time. And then he'll become, and not to say nothing bad against Chinese, because the Chinese have been here with us for a long time. And I have established now that there's a difference between these Chinese coming off mainland China in modern times compared to the Chinese who've always been there from indentured servant days way back till now with us, right? Right. So two different set of people. But the new one them will come, and it's not only just them. The Hispanics are coming too from all different parts of the world. The Europeans are coming too from all different. Soon we will be no more. Okay? Soon we will be no more. So like I said, somebody is benefiting from Jamaica get gentrified out when they not even see it. Hey man, big message. Pay attention. When I was living in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, back in the day, Brooklyn, New York was grimy. Okay? It was grimy around there. So when it came summertime, it wasn't a if or maybe that somebody got dead panda black here. It was when. When is it gonna happen? And could it be multiple for this summer? It was drama all the time. And everybody was in these blocks and we made it work however we made it work. You know, who are hustle, who are work, who working and hustling. We have our families compacted in these areas, all these Caribbean. That's why Brooklyn is a vibe like that. And let's say the last Labor Day, Eastern Parkway light up kind of thing. Did you see the massive crowd? Most of those people are Caribbean descent. I saw with nothing at the place, right? Right. Somebody looked at it and said, the rent's too low. It's kind of grimy around here, but we can clean that up though. The rent's too low. We can make a lot of money right here. This is a hot spot. They have this traditional carnival thing that goes through here every year. There are all these ethnic restaurants, and this is a place that you can really turn into a tourist hub, right? Fast forward about 10 years. Well, before even the 10 years, I remember when I was coming back from Europe and I was like, yo, I'm going to live in Brooklyn. So I went to go try to find an apartment close to where I was living at before. Remember, I tell us a gunshot bust run as a regular, right? All we did a bust them off, but we were doing it just Me just did I clean my thing and make sure say it work. I wasn't busting after anybody, but the place was hot. Okay, I go back, and an $850 apartment was now $1,850 for a 1-bedroom in a neighborhood where gunshots fly like crazy. $1,850, 1-bedroom. Today, fast forward now to today, that same apartment, I've been tracking it, that same apartment is $2,600, $2,600, a 1-bedroom, $2,600 a month, $2,600 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. What do you think happened to the people who were there? Ain't none of us trying to pay no damn time. We struggled for a minute, and then you had like 20 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and then we moved. Then we started going out to other places, start flush out. We start move south. We start go other places, and then they filled it with who they wanted to fill it with. Walk with me, because this is the same model that is being used on Jamaica. They flushed us out. Everything gone up. You know, your Jamaicans, I say that all the time. Why, like, cost of living expensive, everything gone up, rice gone up, flour gone up, sugar gone up, them a import chicken back, we not export nothing, them a import everything power with, okay, keep paying attention, right? Sooner or later, we couldn't afford it, moved out. Now when I slide through Brooklyn, that part of Brooklyn, I like, damn, coffee shops on the sidewalk, people out in the mid-afternoon, ain't no gunshots busting, it's just cool breeze and sunshine, people walking their dog, their little teacup Yorkies on leashes, you know, with real brand, not the knockoff brand where we buy a Canal Street and them something there, real brands of Gucci and this and that, you know, in their expensive apartments upstairs, and they gladly pay the $20-something $100 per month for their 1-bedroom. It's posh. It's my posh Brooklyn apartment. Cameras everywhere. Wasn't no damn cameras around there. We knew when the cameras came out. That's why they started wearing them broad brim hats. And they used to come on the block. Everybody who hustle up on the block, I saw them hat used to look, because they were trying to evade those cameras. People think I want style, right? It came out of a necessity. Exactly. All these things. I know it's just different. So the same model is being applied to Jamaica. We get flush out. So when you ask why them not care, why them not doing nothing, because that's not the plan. That's not the plan. The plan is to make those of you who are overseas be so afraid to come back that you will go live overseas forever. Me I got dead and bury right outside of Florida. Me I got dead and bury at Canada. Me prefer do that than go back to Jamaica, make gunman kill me, and make jealous people hurt me. Me I got see it's fostered. It's designed. They giving it to us like that. That's what they want. Everybody have to run where. We all are run go Mexico and walk through, sleep and crawl through 2-mile tunnel. We could have collapsed upon you. That's the desperation to get the hell up out of there, because nothing is in our favor, right? And then in time, only the Jamaicans who are actually off the flourishing class will exist among the new Jamaicans, because they will, you know, intermingle with them. There are Jamaicans there that everybody know for. Well, if a Jamaican, do they have money? And them family work hard and build legacy and pass down and all that, but not a we have to flush out. And that's what's going on. They will interact with the new Jamaicans, and then they will have a different class of people. The true Jamaica idea for them, see this enough. The true Jamaica idea for them is, for those of us who are not of that class, we will be working in like the tourism industry. We will be servers. We will be those who serve rich foreigners or foreigners when they come to the island. And that will be our main purpose, right? Other than that, this company is owned by so-and-so, they're from China. This company is owned by so-and-so, they're from Russia. This company is owned by so-and-so, they're from Germany. But their children are here on the island, and they go to the best schools here on the island, and they enjoy the best life here on the island. And they have priority when it comes to anything. Law enforcement's attention when them picnic go missing. Law enforcement breaks when theirs get in trouble. They will control all aspects of the government, because the government will swing everything in their favor and all that. It's a plan that is being worked out fine. So if you still not understand that, then you're far behind. I'm telling you, we want a better Jamaica. They're building one, but not with us in mind. Remember me telling you that? They're building one, But they want all the nice building and skyscrapers and high life, but not with us in mind. Okay? So if you're asking why them pay special attention to some people and not us, and we're all Jamaicans and it's not fair, there you have it. That's the raw truth right there. That's it. That's it. Now, nobody like me now. I had to dumb down my message over the years, because one time I did start getting really in certain things about Jamaica, and I started getting a lot of serious threats. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How are you doing this morning?
I'm blessed, and you? And you?
Yes, highly blessed and favored.
Hey, I know you're on a different topic this morning. I was trying to get in touch with you the other day in regards to an update about the hammer incident with the wife and husband. My brother said nothing, Augusta. I know what went online.
Hammer incident with the wife and husband. Oh, the senior citizens. The senior citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wife
because
beat her husband.
Me and her nephew are like brother. And we're 12-year-old. Him said the lady the sick. She used to live in the States. Her and her husband.
Right.
Her husband ended up going back to Jamaica, and he was doing his dairy farming thing, and he was a pastor.
Right.
And she started dementia, sick in her head thing, and then ship her back to Jamaica. And they've never been divorced. They were married from they were 20s. From in the 70s,
I know they have
80s. 2 children, and both of them a doctor. So there's no dispute over no land or nothing, because the kids are well off. One is in Jamaica as a doctor, one is in the US as a doctor.
Really?
And so you see the thing when the people them write up things, they don't know where them get that story.
Them say I saw the story go.
No, her nephew said I was gonna try see if I could have got him for you to talk to him. And say, no, so you go.
Him says
she have mental problem, and he said there's a part in their family that it does occur every now and then.
Well,
so she never did to write it in her head.
Okay.
Him say I know nothing over no line. Because
so how would them come from with that story there? Because that's the story that
that's what he's saying to him. Him say we're going to pay that the money. Him say we hear the story, I may watch it.
Rotted. Cause you know what I do my story. My story I have to print my
you're going off the paper.
Right. So where did they get that story from? Because no, let me stop. No.
With that story.
No. Let me stop. Because I did go into it thoroughly. They got that story from her. That is what she told the police. That the police asked her why she did it. She told the police that's what it is. A fight developed. They were arguing. And a fight developed from the argument. What was it over? She said it was over the will. Him was writing the will, and him write the will, I write her out of the will, and she read it, and she realized she was nowhere in it. So they started arguing. After all these years, me there with you, you are gonna write will and me out of the will. Well, why am I not in the will? If anything happened to me, what if anything happened to you, what happens to me, kind of thing. And argument start, which led to him, she said, punching her in her eye or slapping her in her eye or in her face or something, and then she beat him with the hammer. That was the so she got it. They got it from her allegedly.
That means even though she the mad, she never 100% mad. Because she can fabricate stories.
Well, all right, so and that's a well intricate story, don't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you beat somebody with the hammer and then you sit down and think, so let me see how me I go spin that one if you get off, cause you can't be that mad. That's an intricate story. You gotta remember those details.
Exactly. But yeah, her nephew said it now because he's saying like the son them well off. The only person right now where can get the land them might want it, and nobody no really want it. You know, because if anybody is from Canada, I could even show up some name and they would recognize the people them like Monica where won our store from Oakwood and Eglinton. A few people them. You know, and those people have always had their money.
Right.
So be disputing over stuff.
The will.
Yeah, and will and them thing they no make no sense because she have 2 sons were well off, we can more than take care of her.
Yeah man, but my son the money and not my money. I want my money. Me and this man that together for years. Me dedicate my life to whatever him want to do. And now you write me out a will. Take my boy. I don't know. It could very well be.
I'm just giving you updates still. That's what he told me because I said, yeah, my brother's been running the story. And, you know, and him said, no, man, this is the real story.
All right.
You know?
All right, my brother.
All right, fam.
Manners.
Yeah, continue to. Hey, and the thing with Jamaica and the people, them waking up, you know, them now go wake up, you know.
Them now wake up, my brother.
Hey, SouFlo, remember them attack from back in them used to use candy to trap the pit of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When they used to talk about Sweetie Man, can't pull up and then see one little pit up and one load of road. Hey, you know, with the white man them in there, and one black people them used to carry them.
Yeah.
Come back with the pit of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I use candy to trap them.
Yes.
You know?
So
that's why them used to warn me in a country say if you see one car stop, run.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
True.
So all right, have a blessed day.
All right, manners and respect.
All right, take care.
Yo, may I make joke and I talk about tech hammer boy, but it's not really funny. You know how we do already, right? Though serious thing, make joke. That is our coping mechanism. Cause what else we are gonna do? Cry? If we cry, it's not gonna change it. It's just gonna make us depressed. But I'm saying. So anyhow, here you go. Medikk reward updated to $1 million. If you know anything, say something, go collect your money. If you help the people and find their daughter, $1 million is a good incentive, right? Right. The video I put up this morning has more information in there we didn't discuss here, and we won't. Phillip Paulwell, there's a reward out for helping them to locate his, should we call her side chick? Side chick or baby mother? Let's go with baby mother. There's a $500,000 reward out to help locate, with anybody who has information that can help them to locate that woman and her child that are missing, that are connected to prominent politician Phillip Paulwell. $500,000. Right. But while we're talking about that, let's talk on the lines of, so wait the first, do this correctly. For those of you who don't know what them look like, they're all over Jamaica media. If you miss all of the media, just look at the icon of this video. That little girl and the mother, that's them right there. Right. The baby with Phillip Paulwell with her, that's her and the baby that's missing. Okay. If you want to see something, say something. So that's $1,500,000, $1.5 million that's out there waiting to be collected if you know something. I guarantee you, the people who really care about these missing people, they'll give anything to know where them there, right? So if you can be of help, be of help. Now, with that being said, something licked me yesterday, you know, I said to myself, say, well on there, stick up in. Big man Phillip Paulwell is 61. Baby mother is 27. So I said to myself, no, I said, there's really no shortage of young ladies wanting much older men. Walk with me, this is where this stems from. I remember one person saying, I'm not going to say the name, saying, women and men age differently. Women and men age differently. Because I saw a young lady the other day, she's a famous entertainer, which pumps a lot of toxic messages to young ladies. And she was like, be toxic in your 20s. Be very toxic in your 20s. In your 20s is where you're supposed to do all your nasty stuff. Or in your 20s is where you're supposed to be wild and all this, right? And I'm watching the message on me. I said to myself, say, there's another angle to this. So maybe I counteract that message and said, don't be toxic at all in any part of your life. Try find whatever is toxic and just try build through that and weed that out. Don't set no period in your life to ever be toxic. May I talk to women especially. Young men as well. Don't set no period in your life to be toxic and think, okay, in my 20s, I'm going to be toxic. And then in my 30s, I'm going to get it together. You know who it is, the Channel F, Crazy Gorilla, right? Yeah, it's Crazy Gorilla. But be toxic in your 20s. Don't tell yourself that. Cause here's what normally happens. I've been around for a while. So now that I can look back and we can use real life data by seeing what I've seen, 90% of the people I know that were toxic in their 20s are late 30s to mid to late 40s now. And they are struggling now to recoup from the toxicity from their 20s, from all the frigate they did in their 20s because they thought this was the period to do that. How about this? May I give you some jewels this morning? You see, in your 20s, you're the sharpest you'll ever be as far as not knowledge, because you don't really have everything grasped yet. It's your hunger to learn, your desire to be what it is you think you were meant to be. It is more pronounced in your 20s than any other period that will come. And that is the period when you also have your body working with you, age working with you. So that's the period when you can stay up all night and still function all day next day. You try that in your 40s. Stay up all night and function whole day next day. Keep and do that for a week in a time. This is when you're supposed to be doing that. Build something constructive in your 20s and dedicate your whole 20s to it, and you'll be smiling in your 30s. And if you double down and grind through your 30s, you'll be celebrating in your 40s, right? You will. But the people who get toxic in their 20s and think this will go away, you just spent a whole decade training yourself to be a certain way that is not good for you. We all know that humans don't just wake up and say, oh, tomorrow, New Year's Day. And that's why I would set New Year's resolution and never make them, right? Right. Tomorrow, end of my 20s, I start my 30s, I'm going to be somebody. No, you're going to be stuck in the same stuff you've been practicing your whole 20s. And it's going to take your whole 30s almost to get out of that. That's for the majority of people. So nobody go run with that message there. However, tie that back in now to the whole Phillip Paulwell and him 27-year-old baby mother, woman on the side, and he's 61. I got in trouble in the military one time. I know a man did an infantry soldier, and if you ask those infantry soldiers, we do wild out sometimes. So I got in trouble one time, right? Young soldier. They sent me to counseling. I had an older counselor, an older man who had done 30-something years in the army and left, and then fulfilled all his educational requirements to be a counselor, and he works with the army now. So this man, him good right through. He was married for the entire time he was in the army. The year he was getting ready to leave the army, because his wife had been begging him to leave, the year he was getting ready to leave the army, his wife sent him a divorce packet. I'm a soldier, right? Him do more than him 20. She had begged him to come out a long time. I need you home, all that. Pay attention when she tells you she needs you home too. Long haul truck drivers and all the people who have to travel for work and all that. You know, people get lonely and then they do things. Some of them can't control themselves, but they'll still tell you I love you while they... Anyhow, this man said they had 11 rental properties between them. But he got married to the love of his life, and he never thought there would ever be a divorce. So honey handled all the paperwork and all the stuff, and he went about doing his military march, because that was the backbone. Watch this. 11 rental properties and a family home were all in her name. You see, when she sent him the divorce packet, she also said she wants everything. All the properties. Long story short, at the end of his divorce, I don't know if he said he didn't contest it or whatever, he was more in shock than anything else because they had raised children. Their children were gone now from home. And he thought, okay, now is the time for us to get tight with each other. Just hold on a minute, let me retire out, and then we can go live life. No, he said at that point, he realized, because she told him, she started a relationship with somebody else and they've been doing it for a while. But, you know, she wants all the properties and they are all in her name and he's going to have to fight her to get it and whatever. The man never fight her for them. He left her with them. She walked away rich from that marriage, right? He said, this is them schooling me as a young soldier. He said, I invested in a savings plan that was in the army. And when you come in, you tick that box for your GI Bill, and they take $1 out of your paycheck and they match it with $1. They take $5 out your paycheck, they match it with $5. So when you leave the military, you can be like, I want to go get a bachelor's degree. Well, it's $120,000 at this institution right here to get it. I mean, I have $120,000. Oh, I got my GI Bill, so I'm going to school free. But I already paid my dues on the back end. You understand? It's investing in your future. Me, a young soldier, I'm wilding out. Didn't know about all these things. He's teaching me. When it got to the relationship part, he said, as a man, well, he found money because he did a savings plan and the GI Bill. In his savings plan, remember, I know, he did 30-something years in. In his savings plan, after his divorce was settled and everything going on, everything, he was going through a separation packet for the military. And the lady that was doing his paperwork pull out one and she said, oh, lucky you invested in so-and-so. I wish more people had taken this opportunity, blah, blah, blah. He said, I invested in what? Because he didn't remember anything. It was just coming out and he never remember. This is where he discovered that he had an additional $1.something million just sitting there. Divorce final, she take everything, she gone. You think you're on your ass, you're broke. I'll carry on. $1.something million just sitting there. So he said to me, don't worry about women. You're a young soldier. They call it young, dumb, and full of cum. He said, you're around here trying to chase everything, bunny hopping. I'm telling you right now, the women that you're trying to chase, right? Them women aren't the caliber of women you actually really want for the long run. Focus on your money. Focus on building something, and women will come. Women will always be around. But the more you are together as a man and the more you have achieved, the quality of women that you will attract and have access to will always be better. I said, I took that one to heart. You know what he does? He works as a counselor. Him come in, suit, take off him jacket, tie and thing, loosen them tie, talk to young soldiers, guide them through, still collecting his money from the military, plus that other money that he had before. He bought a Winnebago, one of them travel van that will have all the stuff in it, basically a small apartment. He's stationed in Germany, and on weekends, he says, I go see the countryside, or I fly out to Italy, or I fly out to London, and I'm telling you, the caliber of women I'm attracting, I didn't even think I could do it, possibly at this age. Right? Back to the story. 61-year-old Phillip Paulwell, 27-year-old baby mother. We don't age the same. You hear me? Women, we don't age the same. So, I find that interesting because there was somebody teaching this that everybody hated, and he's gone now. Watch the comment section. And he's gone now. But it's a real thing. It dawned on me. There will be no shortage of young women trying to get with an older guy. I shouldn't have business if I'm all 40 years older. Yeah. If things are in place. But I've never seen a 27-year-old say, I want to do life with that 61-year-old woman right there. That's my girl. That's my type. Never. you Never seen a 27-year-old youth say, she fine. I want to do life with her. And I love the way she speaks to me. I want to walk down the aisle with her. First of all, right, if you reverse it, you're 61. Your childbearing days are gone. He's 27. He wants a family. He wants a woman to bring seeds to the earth for him, to feel what it feels like to raise his own children, all that other stuff. You not finding no 27-year-old looking for you at 60 something. You see how it switches? Right. So, and even though people are going to say, well, he's a sugar daddy, so it's just for the money. Even when you're with the older woman, it's still just for the money. That's the point he was making. He was like, you're going to spend that money anyways. If you're married to an old woman or a young woman, they all require money. They all require money. So choose wisely. I know I see older women go, yeah, but they only want him for the money. Well, apparently older women want that money too. And if the money ain't there, then these relationships normally fall apart anyways as well. Or you get bugged till you fool. You can't provide certain things as a man, your thing is going to fall apart, period. But if you put yourself in a position in life to where you reach some level of prominence, then the availabilities are there. The old man is using her too. He's using her for her youth. He's using her for the excitement she brings around him. He's using her for, she should be able to teach me how to use the new phone here, because the new phone, them just come in and me don't know how to use this. He's using her for her childbearing years. You know, it's a fair exchange. Exactly. Gizmet Dora Lopez. It's a fair exchange. So I want you to think about that. Because when I realized that Phillip Paulwell at 61 and this girl at 27, I said to myself, could this have been love? Or this was a case of she plotted her way to a bag. She plotted her way to the money. Because how is this? How I can't see a 27-year-old female actually I look at a 61-year-old man and I say, I want him. I want to do life with him. There has to be something there. Some kind of excitement. You know, whether it's every time he drop $1,000, I get really excited, and he got lots of $1,000 to drop, so I'm excited all the time around him. And then she'll find herself falling in love with his knowledge and his access to certain things and all this. She'll fall in love with that, not necessarily with him. And some women stick around. They stick around and say, you know what? We didn't have the baby for time to make sure I'm getting a check there. But now that him sick and him reach 85, 90 and him are dead, me stay around and help him, because me pick them father. So me not gonna make you look so bad. So you end up with help anyway. Not true? Or the children will come help you. Because one thing, your kids them not forsake you if you're a good parent in most cases. Unless you have some ungrateful, wretched picnic. So either way is a win-win. I don't know, man. That's just me weighing out the whole Phillip Paulwell. The story is still iffy and sketchy because, you know, homegirl was fine until the woman I yard find out both of them she wasn't fine anymore, and that kind of look funny to a lot of people, right? That's the message on that this morning. I'm not gonna run too far with that. Vicky, yo, Vicky be saying all kinds of stuff. Anyhow, watch me. Entry denied. I'm switching gears because we have about 6 minutes. Entry denied. How y'all feel about them Haitians being sent back to Haiti that just came to Jamaica? Yes, Bridget. Kids hold resentment, especially if you treat their mothers badly, no matter how much of a good father you are. Well, here's the thing. A lot of kids are small when you did treat them mother badly. By the time them get bigger, they start treat her good, and that's all they remember, right? Neither here nor there. Children are usually endeared to their parents once you treat the children good. And yes, once you treat their mom good too. But it goes vice versa. Children get to know the truth. So them cantangerous woman there will stress out them father till heart attack kill him. One day the kids are going to grow up and they're going to be like, you know, you're the one that killed dad. You sent him to his grave early. You hard to deal with, mom. And they're going to really see the you. So whatever is being hidden can only be hidden for so long. Not true? All right. Them send back the Haitian them. Sent them back packing out of Jamaica. So I don't know if y'all know it, but probably about a month ago, a group of Haitians landed in Jamaica. People been saying, SouFlo, what's going on with the Haitians that came to Jamaica? How come you not do no update? Well, the update to that story is that those Haitians are still in Jamaica. But a few days ago, another boat landed in Jamaica full of Haitians again. A lot of Jamaicans were on social media again. Send them back. Get them the hell out of here. We don't want them here. Some of these Jamaican people really have some issues that it's crazy to see how against Haitians they are. We don't want them here. They might come full up the place with them evil voodoo and all this. And I'm like, yo, yesterday, and this is a true story. Yesterday, my dad at the grocery store, and I see a lady, and my daughter was crying, and the lady said, "What you do to the princess?" I mean, never think nothing really. I just walked past, but when I saw her first, I was so struck because she looked just like we didn't have a grand aunt in Jamaica that I didn't know was my grand aunt. I mean, the feisty when we did liquor, and we used to carry water from standpipe. So I go out there, I put my bucket under the water now, and she pushed me out of the way because I like a picnic. I full up her bucket, turn off the water. And hear me now, you think not chink, you sow no flower, you cranky no donkey. Because I want a little youth, right? Or a little country. Or a little barefoot country youth to go on the standpipe out the road there. So we got catch my bucket of water and this woman push me over. And that's how we were trained to curse. So we never said, if you want up under your mother, this is a new way of child cursing. We used to say that, you think not chink, you sow no flower, you cranky no donkey. She got tell my grandfather. I didn't know that my grandfather had one illegitimate child or one child outside of his marriage. That was her. Next thing me hear, how you disrespect your auntie or your grandaunt and this and... My auntie can't be my grandaunt, it's my auntie because it's my mother, them sister. You're disrespecting your auntie and you need to have manners and them run me down and I try to lick me down and me used to run around the house when they fling sitting off of me. Big things happen out of that one little interaction there. But that aunt, big up my aunt Una, that aunt, that I swear to God I saw her yesterday. You know when we went to my grandfather's funeral last year, she was like, you know, she had talked to her father. She was like, you're gone, left my man. You're gone, left me alone there now. Nobody else. Because she live, although all his other children fly out, she still live right there, right? So regular she fellowship with her father. And to see her the grave talking to him, the open casket before them close casket and drop it. Yeah. I swear to God I saw her yesterday in Walmart, and that was the lady who was speaking to Milani. So me have to double back round now. Me tell Shakira, me say, me have to talk to that lady here because anyhow she open her mouth and she talk like Jamaican. I mean auntie. That's how much she look alike. When the lady opened her mouth, well, that was my African accent. Well, you know, Haitian accent, thick. I said, where you from? She said, Haiti. I said, man, I was coming back around to say, auntie, because you look so much. And that me tell her. So I said this to say this. I don't know if a lot of Jamaicans don't realize that the Haitian people them are the same Jamaican people them. Like it's the same people. So I don't understand how on a run come a foreign. I don't know want Uncle Sam take on in. I want to run go Canada. I don't want them take on in. I want to run go England. I don't want them leave on in a them place to grow and flourish. But the little Haitian them just come across the water. Yeah, so maybe them not ready for the long journey yet. So them say make we take a try. Cause things look better at Jamaica and them come over there so. And so much I don't know I talk about. Fling them out. Dash them away. Them nasty. We don't want them around here. Beer evil them are coming. And I'm like, I'm watching these comments like in the hundreds. And I said, no man. No man. I don't understand it. But yeah. In just under 24 hours, the 36 Haitians who arrived on the beach in Long Bay, Portland last Saturday at 6 a.m. early in the morning, they were sent back to their country in under 24 hours. The administration said, get them out. We have enough of them here already. But that fast pace at which the government arranged for a Jamaican Defense Force Coast Guard vessel to leave the island with those refugees at 3 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday morning, that could have been a violation of their rights. They have accused the administration of sending the Haitians home under the cover of darkness. 3 o'clock in the morning, you know. Load up the people and back on boat. Less than 24 hours after them come. Without due process. In blatant disregard for the United Nations advisories and international laws. Now, according to Freedom Imaginary's founder, Marilyn Allen, the government's decision to return these Haitians without due process could have been a deliberate effort to impede their access to legal support and information on their rights. Send them back quick before them get a chance to talk to any kind of immigration lawyer around here. Next thing you know, them want to seek asylum and all these things. Spin it round. Less than 24 hours. Come, 3 o'clock in the morning. Load up, let's go. It's sad. Now, you know, Missy Bram, you hit the nail on the head. They said that we are concerned that the decision could be indicative of an emergency policy of draconian responses to these vulnerable Haitian migrants in an unlawful attempt to deter future flows of Haitians to Jamaica. In other words, they're saying Jamaican government might be working with a strategy here. Them have some places over in Europe where these Africans keep flooding into, and they started killing them off at sea. And then the numbers died down of the amount of African migrants trying to get into these places. Portugal, I believe, is one of them. We've seen some gruesome videos of them. I've seen people stripped naked, them a burn plastic, roll up the big ball of plastic, burn, light it, and a drip, you know, plastic bun hot, and a drippy over the naked body, them, beat them, walk up and down, beat them up, put them in our bus. I saw one gruesome one, put them in our bus and shoot up the bus. So people are getting killed trying to make it into these lands. So I don't know if Jamaica is working with that strategy, like the next boatload come, turn it around in less than 24 hours, send them right go which spot back them come from. That way, the other boatload that's planning to come, they will say to themselves, nah, let's try to avoid Jamaica. Maybe if we end up in a Cuba, but we don't want to go Cuba, not now go on there. So them stuck in the 60s. Let's try to end up, we don't know, another place. Or let's head straight from Miami. Or some part of Florida, Key West, I don't know. But anything other than Jamaica. We're at the top of the morning. Let me leave you with something to think about. Had that boat been filled, me see somebody say it so. Had that boat been filled with 100 Chinese immigrants seeking asylum, we're in danger, we need help, please take us in, or 100 Europeans, what do you think would have happened to them? What do you think they would have done? What do you think Jamaican government would have done? You think they would have sent them back, turned the boat around, go back which part you come from? I mean, we are our brother's keeper. They right next door to us. And truthfully speaking, we ain't too far off from where they're at either. One phone call for the morning. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo.
Yes, man. What go on, family?
I just, you know, one man where I go on with.
But they wrap up the show now. I get ready for end it now. So talk to him.
I just one question more.
Mm-hmm.
You really think so nation around left their country? You really think so that Jamaica doesn't really want them?
Yeah.
Jamaica people can ask themselves that other Jamaica doesn't really want them. So
you think then you want to go to Florida?
Florida don't want to go to Bahamas or somewhere.
And they end up at Jamaica.
And then just think so. I'm saying like a Jamaica.
The sea drift them.
I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you saw this on the internet the other day, a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
One ship back at Jamaica, see?
Mm-hmm.
one of them cargo ship back to Jamaica. And some man got on the ship from Jamaica. It's the ship like you drop back at town. And then them got on the ship and they like the ship have cargo for drop a mobile. Ship down mobile, you know, man them come off. Man them have them passport and everything, man them come off and have mobile them there. You know, I tell you, so them never everything. So when they got on the ship, they go to America or the next country where the ship are going on. Only if you know, so I on the ship.
Vicky.
You never see it. You never see it.
No, I never see it. I first may hear about it.
It's on the internet.
I first may hear about it.
It's on it. The man them come with them passport and everything. And where the man them sitting around here. On this boat, the ship. So it may say that to say this in our hands, like they never have to send them back. They know how they send them back, and guarantee yourself. I know Jamaica they really well.
Well,
you understand?
Yeah, but
Jamaica is different from Haiti, and Haitian them know that too.
Yeah. But me not do too long talking because I have to end the video now. But me I go say this: there are laws there that protect them still, and they were supposed to be given something called due process still, and them laws they're real. So them kind of turn them around in a track like in a man in the darkness. That was kind of messed up. Not kind of, it did forgot.
But look at it this way. But this is how I look at it. Enough time some people come and throw border in America and America just send them back on the next flight for whatever reason. So I see them thing. I know something I look at it. The men come to the flight and come to the boat, just get the boat and send them back on the same boat.
Yeah.
I just say it go. I just say it go. You're unfortunate, but I say it go.
All right.
Those things are manners, yeah.
Manners are respecting.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah. America just send people back like that. If you say asylum, them throw you in one of them places there, and you get held there in the ice camp until them figure out where you go next and whatever. But yeah, a 24-hour turnaround upon the Haitian them did wicked. I don't know why, but it happened, right? With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in this morning. I thank you for being here. Tomorrow morning, may I try to start the live extremely early. So those who get up early get an extra hour or so. So look for us about 6:30, 7 o'clock even. Maybe even, 6:30, 7 o'clock, them time there. And for those who can get up early and come join it. And it will still end at 9. All right? Love you though. Walk good. Go with God. Be good. And remember, karma is real. I'm out. Peace.